So please welcome our own OSA's anti-nervousness expert, Mr. Phil Mandel.
Now, if I got up here and I was nervous, that would kind of defeat the point, wouldn't it? So what Jan was talking about, we got these thoughts, and it's like you're a speaker and you're waiting to come on, and you've got you got a brain, so you've got a mind, and in creeps some of these thoughts, like what if I bomb, and what if I forget what to say, and they're going to hate me, and it's like those thoughts replicate themselves in your mind. In fact, the thoughts come in and they force your mind to replicate the thoughts so that you say those thoughts over and over and over again. I mean, if you only thought it once and it went away, then it wouldn't be bad, right? The problem is you're going, what if I screw up? Oh God, what if I screw up? Jesus Christ, I'm going to screw up. So it's almost like if you got a virus, let's say, and you have a healthy cell, and the virus attacks the cell, what it does is it takes over the machinery of the cell and it forces the cell to replicate the virus. Does that make sense? Is that right, Doc? Thank you. So what's happening with these thoughts going into your mind, it's almost like a virus it's like a thought virus. Because the thoughts come into your mind and they force the mind to replicate the thoughts, and there it goes. So how do you guard against a virus, like a physical virus, like flu virus or polio virus or anything else? You get an inoculation, right? So what you need is a thought inoculation. So that's what we're going to do tonight. We're going to learn how to give ourselves a thought inoculation. So one way to do that doesn't work, so don't write this down, is to tell yourself, don't think negative thoughts. Well, there's two problems with that. One is that the mind doesn't understand a negative, right? So, it'd be like saying, don't think about two grand pianos over in the corner of the room, because all of a sudden you're going to be visualizing them, right? So the mind doesn't understand a negative. The other problem with it is that even if you were successful, you'd have like this void, right? It's like your mind has created a space for these thoughts, and if you leave it empty, well, something's going to creep in there anyway. And the negative thoughts will come back, or some other thoughts will come back that you don't want. So why not just fill that void with thoughts that are going to serve your purpose and allow you to feel joy and at ease and confident and excited and warmth. And that's what you want to project when you're speaking or meeting people. So first what we want to do is lay the foundation a little bit. And one part of the foundation is to realize the best kept secret in the speaking business, which is that the audience wants you to succeed. Exactly. The audience wants you to succeed. They're on your side. They're cheering for you because why? If you succeed, then they succeed, right? And their time will have been well spent. The other part of the foundation is that you can sort of reframe those feelings that you used to call nervousness. And what do I mean by that? Think back to the last time you were nervous or anxious, and what physical sensations did you have? What did you experience in your body? Anybody? So say butterflies? Throwing up. Well, let's see that one out. But butterflies, heart racing, stuff like that. Maybe your skin got flushed, that kind of thing. So here's my question. What other type of experience can cause butterflies in your stomach and your heart to race a little bit and maybe your skin get a little flush? Excitement. Yeah, okay, right. Intimate moments, I guess. But I mean, if you're by yourself, actually, excitement works there too, doesn't it? Excitement or anticipation, and gosh, these lights are warm. Phew, excuse me. And I'm excited too. So we have the foundation. We know that the audience wants us to succeed, and we can reframe nervousness into excitement. So we've got a good foundation. Now for the self-talk part, and for that I'm going to need a volunteer, and all you need to do is come up and shake hands with me a couple of times, just for demonstration purposes, and it needs to be someone I don't know. So anyone will do. Sir, do you mind? Great, come on up. So the first thing we're going to do, and I can't see your name tag, just pretend, so I don't know your name yet, is we're just going to introduce ourselves to each other just like we normally would without doing anything special. Just like, hi, my name is Phil Mandel.
I'm Steve Sander.
Steve, hi, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Now, what you're going to do, if you don't mind, since knowledge is just a rumor until it's in the muscle. In other words, I can stand up here and talk and demonstrate all day, but when you really get up and do it, that's when you really get it, because it gets into the muscle. So what I'm going to ask you to do, and we'll do this a couple of times, you're going to need to leave your pens down for just a sec. I'm going to ask you to get up, just find one person you don't know, and do what we did. Just introduce yourself, don't start a conversation, remain standing as soon as you're done, and bring your attention back up here. Okay? Ready? Go. Thanks.
Okay.
No, hey, I need you. I'm sorry. You're doing great. Do you mind?
No.
This will just take a second. You'll be on TV.
Oh, great.
Or in the video, anyway.
But his lights are warm, aren't
Yeah, they are. I know it. Okay, great. So now just notice, make note of what that was like for you. You know, how long the contact was and how much eye contact you made and stuff like that. And now I want to ask you a question. Have you ever noticed how depressed people make you feel kind of down and sad, and joyful people make you feel happy?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what we want to do is project joy and ease, and then the people that we're with are going to feel that too, right? So the way I suggest you do that is to say to yourself, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm here. If you're genuinely glad you're here, wherever here is, you can't help but feel joy and at ease. So what we're going to do, we're each going to just say to ourselves inside our own mind, I'm glad I'm here, and let that feeling kind of build a little bit. And then we'll just pretend that we're meeting for the first time. Hi, I'm Phil Mandel.
Hi, Phil. I'm Steve Sander.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, pleasure. Okay, so please put on that I'm glad I'm here, find one new person, and do it again. We're just going to do it one more time. Okay, so now notice what that was like. Oh, I need you up for just one more second. We're going to do it one more time. I'm sorry. So notice what that was like compared to the first one. And now the other thing I want to point out is that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? So what you want to do is be able to project a sense of warmth and concern and sincerity. And the way to do that is to think, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. So we're going to think to ourselves, I'm glad I'm here, I'm glad you're here, and we're just going to introduce ourselves like for the first time. I'm Phil Mandel. Hi.
Glad to see you.
Yeah, a pleasure. Okay, I'm glad I'm here, I'm glad you're here. Find one new person, do it, and then look back up here. Thank you. All right. Appreciate it. Okay, great, thank you. Great, you can take a seat. Thank you very much. So my question for you is, what did you notice? What did you discover that's different about the second and third one versus the first one? How was the quality of the handshake, eye contact?
Bigger smile.
Yeah, bigger smiles, probably more eye contact, right? Better rapport. So that works whether you're speaking or whether you're meeting people one-on-one. Which is wonderful. I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad you're here. The next thing we want to do is look at our notes. So I got a question for you. How is enthusiasm like a smile? It's contagious. Yes, you're very good. It's contagious. So what you want to do is put that on. Well, the way to do that is to say, I love what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I just adore this. Whatever it is, I love it. So put that on and imagine that you're just waiting to come on stage. You're waiting to be introduced. And thoughts try to show up, but you're saying to yourself, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad you're here. I love what I'm doing. And it just puts you in that state of enthusiasm. Passion is the other word that goes on the sheet there. And then last but not least, you want to say to yourself, I know that I know. I know that I know, because that gives you a sense of confidence. And confidence is the great motivator. If you have confidence, you can convince almost anyone to do almost anything. So I know that I know gives you confidence, conviction, and authority. So, my suggestion is lay the foundation as we discussed earlier and say to yourself, I'm glad I'm here, I'm glad you're here, I love what I'm doing, I know that I know. I'm glad I'm here, I'm glad you're here, I love what I'm doing, I know that I know. I'm glad I'm here, I'm glad you're here, I love what I'm doing, I know that I know. Just run that like a tape over and over again and you will just be all set. You'll be thought inoculated against nervousness. Thank you.
Phil Mandel.